Hi, I'm David Traylor of the Traylor Law Firm. I want to welcome you to the website. I'm standing here in the lobby of the 6th floor of the Adolphus Tower. That's where my office is. We're downtown Dallas on the corner of Main and Ackerd, right across from Pegasus Plaza. So the thing I want to communicate to you today is you're not here for fun. I don't think people just cruise around looking at lawyers' websites. Maybe other lawyers do. But if you're here, it's because you've got a problem you need help with. So the first thing I want to urge you to do is get on the phone and call. I'll talk to whoever wants to talk to me about their case. And some people call when they're not happy with their current counsel, whether it's a court-appointed lawyer. Some people call on their third or fourth lawyer and they're still not happy. I'll talk to you. The other thing people call about is when they're worried about a situation. They've got something that happened in their life, something they may have stepped into accidentally. And that happened just yesterday. I had to work with somebody in a situation like that. But anything, if you've got a situation regarding a criminal case, whether you've been charged or you're worried about an investigation, you've got somebody calling you, or you've got a court date pending, you've got a pending indictment, you've got a case that's about to go to the grand jury, anything, call us. I'll talk to you. Now, one of the things that I do that I think is super critical is I work really hard, and well, it's not so hard. I think the personal approach is important. So the reason I say what I'm going to talk about is not hard is because I have a default approach towards people of trying to understand who they are, of having empathy for the person who's across from me. And I can tell you that's not something you take for granted, because I've seen colleagues who just don't have that. It's not in them. And if you've got an attorney who doesn't have that in them, you're leaving a lot on the table as far as possibilities for your case, because your attorney has to be able to communicate you to a person who's deciding your case. The people who are deciding your case are not out there trying to do a bad job. They're not out there trying to make a bad decision. They're trying to make the right decision. And if they're going to be persuaded to do something good on your case, something in your favor, it's got to be something real. Something that makes them think, okay, the best outcome here is for me to dismiss, find them not guilty, no bill, reduce the charge, give them a pretrial diversion, or even probation can be a win. Depends on the case. If you've got a whole crime wave out there that I'm working on, probation can be a big win. So all cases are different. One of the other things that I think is a strong suit is I don't prejudge my cases. I learned a long time ago that even the worst cases, the cases that seem really bad, there can be a golden lining in there somewhere that I can find that can make all the difference. And again, it's not something fake. It's not something made up. It's something real that can change the whole course of the case. So I never give up looking for those things. I'm always looking for something to make a difference. And it can come from everywhere. That's why compassion is so important. Creativity is important. Persistence, determination, and knowledge of the facts and the law, knowledge of the evidence, and knowing how to try a case. Because trying a case is that's when you get to the very end. There are lots of victories possible along the way, and I'm looking for all those possibilities. And then if it comes time to try a case, I know how to win a case. I win most of my trials. I don't know how many criminal defense attorneys can say that, but I can say it because it's true. So I love what I do, and I'd love to talk to you about your case.